Let's look at economic news now. Local ratings agency, the Sovereign Africa Ratings, wants to objectively play a role in how African economies are actually rated. The big three agencies, S&P, Moody's and Fitch, dominate over 95% of the global market. South Africa is currently rated below investment grade, although there is potential for an upgrade given the wave of optimism created by the government of national unity. SABC News economics reporter Nosipho Radebe has the story.
That's right. Well, we are here in Sandton in Johannesburg for the conference where experts have gathered to discuss the role of credit rating agencies. Now, the big three firms are all Western-based, Fitch, Moody's, as well as S&P, dominate the market at around 95% of that space. But competition has driven out some of the other rating agencies who operate within the space. But we know that investors, despite there being other credit rating agencies, prefer the established big three firms. But we will get an understanding of how the Sovereign Africa Ratings plans to operate within this space. I'm going to turn now to Dr. Nosipho Falala, CEO at the Sovereign Africa Ratings. Dr. Nosipho, a very good day to you and welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having us, and thank you for coming to the conference.
Talk to us, as I mentioned earlier, competition within this space is quite stiff. Talk to us about how Sovereign Africa Ratings, plans to have its credit ratings within the big three or within the big space there.
Part of it is disrupting the industry. As you know, they use an alphanumeric scale, which is difficult to understand. So we want to open up that space so that ordinary people can understand the ratings business and what it actually means for them. At the end of the day, when the ratings go up or go down, it affects the consumer, the cost of borrowing, the cost of goods and services. So we are disrupting that space by making the information easily interpretable by the members of the public. Also, what we are doing, apart from adding two additional dimensions and attributes, we are making our methodology more scientific and less subjective. We are relying on the fact that there is widespread rejection and objection to the outcomes that are provided for by the top three rating agencies across the world, mostly in Africa.
And one of the criticisms was the methodology that they use in terms of, not putting in certain factors when they come to their determinations. Talk to us about your methodologies and what your reflections are.
One of the important things that we take into account is that Africa is different. Africa is a big informal sector and is a cash market. The other one is that we take into account natural resources. Africa is richly endowed, and a lot of the income comes from natural resources. And the natural resources output is affected by global issues such as interest rates, fluctuation in the price of commodities and goods. And for that reason, Africa cannot necessarily take responsibility for those fluctuations, and therefore by measuring also investment in infrastructure, we are able to see which African countries have got a better prospect for performing better in future.
And South Africa's credit rating currently is below investment grade. What are your reflections?
We dispute that fact. South Africa, according to us, is within investment grade, partly because the attributes that I've mentioned that include taking natural resources into account are not included. But also, as you will note, Fitch, for instance, did in their model rate South Africa at investment grade, but they subjectively notched the rating down to bring it into junk status, citing factors that were already included in the rating methodology. So we are disputing quite heavily that South Africa is sub-investment grade.
All right, we'll leave it there, Dr. Nosipho. Thank you so much for your time. All right, that was CEO at Sovereign Africa Ratings, Dr. Nosipho Falala, taking us through the role there of credit rating agencies. Nosipho Radebe, SABC News, Johannesburg.